Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Week 7 College Football Moneyline Parlay. And I'm Mr. Mini Hat. Quickly recap, we lost the parlay last week. We had 3 losses. Uh, and we rebet. There was a rebet, so we lost 2 units, which is okay. We're still up for the year. So we lost, the first game was TCU. Houston came in on the road and went in there and beat them and really outplayed them from the start. Um, Watching that game, I knew from the first quarter, I knew that I was in trouble. Turning the ball over and carried over into the second half. So they lost that game. And so I posted on Twitter to rebet the ticket, and it was basically the same ticket. Uh, it was the same ticket, but minus Wisconsin. Uh, so I took Wisconsin off just to be safe, but they won anyway. But we lost. So we lost with 2 other losses. We had East Carolina. Uh, they went to Charlotte and they just got rolled. And I mean, they got rolled. And it was a bit of a surprise. I mean, it's not the same Charlotte team, but it's still Charlotte. And that just tells you that East Carolina is not that good, and then they're not who we thought they were. So we lost with that. And then we lost with Tennessee. Arkansas beat them outright, and I had them on the spread too. So we lost with Tennessee. They were up 14-10 after being shut out basically a whole half. They came back, took a 14-3 lead. They took at one point. And they couldn't hold on. They lost the game in the closing minutes. So TCU, East Carolina, and Tennessee were 3 losses, which is okay. And we'll take another L for the rebet. So we lost 2 units, but we're still up 1.13 units. Is what I believe. Where is it? Yeah, 1.31 units. We were up 3.31 units before last week, and then we lost 2 units, so 1.31 units. So that's okay. So let's move on to this week. First game, we're going to take UNLV minus 1,300. They're playing Utah State. They're on the road, and it doesn't matter. They're gonna beat them. They're gonna beat them. They have enough to beat them. Next game is Clemson. They're on the road. They're playing Wake Forest. They're minus 1,500. Like I said, they just have enough just to win the game. Not asking them to cover 20 points. We're just asking them to win the game. Illinois coming off of a bye week. They're rested. They got, who is that? Purdue. Yeah, they got lonely Purdue coming, and they're minus 1,100, so they'll win that game. Louisiana Monroe minus 260 at home against Southern Miss. Like that. Like for them to win that game. Southern Miss. They're in transition. We'll just put it like that. Like Tennessee minus 687 at the house to bounce back with a win against Florida. Syracuse minus 188 on the road to beat NC State. And that Syracuse team is for real. I was real critical of them when they lost to Stanford at home and how they handled the end of that game and some of the defensive calls at the end of that game. They cleaned some stuff up. They're tackling good, and like I said, that's why you have to be very, very careful when you're betting, because you can't hold your biases for too long when you see something. I mean, teams improve, coaches make mistakes, so sometimes the coaches there continue to make those mistakes, but sometimes you got to give them a break, and teams do get better. So Syracuse is definitely an upgrade in my book. Those guys are they're like I said, they're wrapping up. I can see that that defensive coordinator. He stuck it to those kids. Hey, you got to wrap up. So they cleaned a lot of things up. And they're definitely trending up. So we like them to go on the road and beat NC State. Uh, Pittsburgh minus 163 at home playing Cal. Um, like I said, we had Cal last week. We played that tough game, lost the game basically on the last play versus Miami. And that's a lot of dopamine for those kids. Now you got to fly all the way across country, just like Florida had to fly all the way over there. I mean, Miami had to fly all the way over there. That's why it was such a tough game. Now it's on them. Now after that tough game, now you got to fly all the way to Pittsburgh, and it's going to be a tough game in there, and going in there for Mendoza and them. Everybody keeps talking about Pittsburgh, how they're getting lucky, and they keep winning by luck. That wasn't luck what they did in North Carolina. They won that game by 10 points. That they came back. That wasn't luck. They won that game. Okay, and like I said, they were at North Carolina. That's not that far. They don't have to go too far. Miami, Cal coming off that heartbreaker versus Miami. Now you got to fly 3,000 miles across country. I mean, so now you got two factors going against you, and you got Pittsburgh, who didn't have to go far. Okay, and they're not. That's a good team, and they can score. So we got Pittsburgh on the plays too. We'll talk about that in the other video. And the last play is Minnesota minus 217 to dust off UCLA. They just beat USC. So you beat USC, you can beat UCLA. And they'll say, well, they're coming off a high too. They just beat, they're coming off a high too, but they got enough to make the sweep. The sweep both for the LA schools. Now with this travel, I don't know how that works. I wonder if they went back home to Minnesota and then they're going to fly back out to L.A. Or did they just stay here in L.A. and they didn't go anywhere since they have to play L.A. schools on back-to-back weeks. But the kids have to go to class, right? I mean, one of these days in the next few months, I'm going to get a real handle on this schedule and all of the nuances into it. So that let's recap. We got UNLV minus 1,300, Clemson minus 1,500, Illinois minus 1,100, Monroe minus 260, Tennessee minus 687, Syracuse minus 188, Pittsburgh minus 163, Minnesota minus 217, and that's a 6.18 leverage or multiplier. So, like I said, we're 2-4 for the year on these things, but we're still up 1.31 units. So we're not losing at all. We're still up a little bit over a unit. This one pays 6.18 units. So let's get them. That's your Week 7 college football money line parlay. Good luck, everybody.